So, putangin natin ang ating second topic. Actually, kapit-kapit itong dalawang topic natin magkasunod. Tungkol din to kay Sara Duterte. Pero, mukhang kaya inuna ko na yung itutuloy kasi almost connected tong kay Sara Duterte. Punta muna natin tong isa. Kung hindi nyo pa nababalitaan, merong potential na modus. Merong potential na naging modus si Sara sa DepEd. Kung si Briones merong issue sa laptop, ganun din si Sara Duterte. Hindi wala po napalitaan. Pero eto, puntahan natin. Ayan. Okay, game. Tara. Ito kasi yung balita. Ito. Ito kasi yung balita, mga kocher. Ayan. House panel to probe 8 billion pesos DepEd laptop deal. Ayan na natin. Nag-Briones part 2 itong si Sara Duterte. Leonor Briones part 2. Grabe to. Ang tindi. 8 billion pesos, guys. 8 billion pesos. A House Representatives panel on Monday issued a subpoena for the DepEd's bidding documents during Vice President Sara Duterte's stint as agency head following allegations of irregularities in the procurement of 8 billion pesos worth of laptop computers in which the government could have saved 1.6 billion pesos. Uy, grabe na to, mga kapatid. Shucks. Bigat. Ang bigat na ito. Hindi pa kasama dito yung 125 million na confidential funds, guys. Iwalay pa to. Yung 125 million na confidential funds, that is under the office of the Vice President. Ito, nasa opisina nung siya ay DepEd Secretary. Dalawang magkahiwalay na ahensya to. Panoorin natin. Ito medyo mahaba rin yung video, around 20 minutes. Pero panoorin natin para naiintindihan talaga natin kung ano yung nangyayari. Kasi alam nyo, since ang format natin ay podcast vlog, we have the time. Meron tayong oras para balangkasin yung mga ganitong topic.
Last question is from the majority, Vice Chairperson, Representative Jill Bungalo.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good afternoon, Secretary Sani Angara, to the DepEd family. This is just a continuation of the topic of the Oversight Committee meeting held last July 23 of 2024. And I would like to emphasize the process on procurement, Madam Chair. Now, it was established, Madam Chair, that Department of Education is the only agency that has Undersecretary and Assistant Secretary for Procurement, which was created last 2023. Can we confirm that, Madam Chair?
Secretary.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes. Yes, Your Honor, Madam Chair. Thank you. And I'll understand if the good Secretary cannot respond to my questions because the content of my questions are situations that occurred or transpired last 2020.
Wala pa siya sa DepEd.
Can you also confirm that previously the procurement is under or was under the Undersecretary for Administration? Yes, Your Honor, Madam Chair. Thank you. Now, the reason why the creation of the Undersecretary and Assistant Secretary for Procurement was created basically is to fast track the procurement process. Would that be correct? That would be correct, Your Honor. Now, can we ask the Undersecretary for Procurement if he can share to us, to this committee, if there is indeed an improvement since we created these positions?
With your permission, Your Honor, Madam Chair, may we recognize Yusek Gerard Chan?
Yusek Chan, your recognize.
Yes, Madam Chair. Yes, there is a marked increase in the number of projects or the number of awards done before the procurement stand was created versus when it's already created.
So, Madam Chair, before, can we ask the good Undersecretary if sino po yung Undersecretary for Procurement?
Sino nga ba?
Before, it was under the admin stand, as mentioned a while ago. So it was under the umbrella of the former USEC for admin.
Madam Chair, I'm asking for a name. Who is the Undersecretary for Procurement before?
Alain Pasco.
Alain Pasco. And before that, meron pa po bang nag-handle ng USEC for procurement?
I stand corrected. Wala pong USEC for procurement because the procurement is under the admin staff.
Since we are talking about procurement process, gusto ko na lang po tanungin, ang USEC ba for procurement and Assistant Secretary for Procurement, umuupo ba ito sa Bids and Award Committee?
Yes, in the past, BO creating the Bids and Awards Committee, yes, we sit in the Bids and Awards Committee.
So gusto ko po malaman, doon po sa Bids and Award Committee, umupo ba sila dito po sa DepEd Computerization Program?
Yes, in the past.
I ask that, and I would like to raise this concern, Madam Chair,
Okay.
because in 2022, yung pong DepEd Computerization Program in the form of e-classrooms, ito po yung laptops, TV, and charging battery. Ang budget po dito is approximately 8 billion pesos.
Yun.
Now, meron pong mga sumaling bidders, no? Dito po sa pag-procure ng laptops and etc. And this was bidded out by 16 lots, but only 2 lots passed with 1 bidder. Now my question is, can I ask for the list of the bidders who joined and participated in this bidding?
Yes, Madam Chair, we could provide you with a list of the people who joined in the bid.
Now, because, Madam Chair, I have an information that out of the 16, 14 lots were rebided because the bidders were disqualified. Ngayon, ang tanong po, Madam Chair, pwede po ba malaman ang mga rason kung bakit na-disqualifika ito pong mga bidders na ito?
Okay.
Yes, Madam Chair. At the time of that bidding, I was not part of the back at the time, but I was part of I am the USEC for procurement, so I do monitoring of the procurement. There are various reasons kung bakit na-fail yung mga ibang lots na yon. Mostly, like all other bidding, yung mga failure to comply with certain submissions of documents, like kulang ng ganitong certification o kulang ng ganung mga
Okay.
documents.
Documentary lang ang issue.
Commit mistakes in their submission of the submitted envelope. So, yung po yung mga reasons usually, not only for this one but for all other biddings, usually yung po yung dahilan.
So very minor lang yung mga dahilan, no? Para i-disqualify yung bid. Very, very minor. Sobrang minor. Sa totoo lang. Sobrang minor yung dahilan. Although, alam nyo mga kotsero, mahirap talaga kumpletuhin yung mga dokumento na yan. Mahirap talaga yan. Na naka-experience na ako niyan before. Na kung paano mag-file ng paano pala mag-join sa bid. Number 1, mapa-accredit ka pa. Tapos yung bid requirements kailangan ma-meet mo agad, etc. Pero kasi lalo na kung ikaw yung napupusuan nila, kung ikaw yung napupusuan bidder, minsan they allow some leeway. Minsan they allow some leeway. Minsan lang. Very, 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 very few. Lalo na kung yung mga errors ay very minimal, very minor. Very minor lang. Halimbawa, nagkamali lang ng page. Ano na may pa-revise pa sa'yo yung buong lahat ng bid documents mo para lang sa isang page. Usually, pinapat-to-follow na lang. Usually. Especially kung minor. Pero kung mga major documents, halimbawa, certification ng ganito, certification ng ganyan, mga malalaking bagay yun, kailangan nandun talaga yun ang submission. Pero kung mga error lang, mga clerical error, etc., usually, pinapakorek naman yun nang hindi ka na dinidisqualify. So, it's good. Magandang step actually yung pinopropose dito ni Congressman. Na alamin kung ano ba yung naging cause ng pag-disqualify ng mga bidders. Bakit? Mamaya sasabihin kung bakit. Kasi you have to understand that napaka-importante ng reason kung bakit.
You mentioned that you were part of the bidding through monitoring.
Yes. If I'm not mistaken, I can't remember kasi. I remember I wasn't yet part of the bank.
Okay, pwede mo ba sabihin sa committee ito, ano yung variance ng bidding nila during that time? Yung mga bidders. Yung variance ng amount.
Hindi ko po but I could check the documents and submit po.
Madam Chair, would like to request the DepEd family to produce and submit to this honorable committee the requested documents. But approximately, do you have in mind what is the approximate amount of the variance?
Variance? Okay.
I cannot recall.
Iba-iba na presyo.
Your Honor, about the variance. It's just that we submitted the bids.
Okay.
I asked that question, Madam Chair, because I have an information. During that bidding, ang variance po is 24%.
Okay, malaki.
If this is translated into cash, this will amount to 1.6 billion pesos.
Yun.
Napakalikay pong halaga. Now, ang sunod ko pong tanong, since nagkaroon po ng failure to bid, ano po ang sunod na nangyari? Nagkaroon po ba ng rebidding?
Siyempre, maparibid ka.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Matik
I
yun.
have information, Madam Chair, na yung pong mga na-disqualify ng mga bidders na nabanggit mo na base doon sa mga sinubmit nila, incomplete documents, so nagkaroon po ng rebidding. Ngayon, ang impormasyon na nakarating po sa akin, ito pong mga disqualified bidders ay sumali po ulit sa bidding.
Okay.
And worse, Madam Chair, they all qualified in the bidding, but the variance during the rebidding is only 1%. Madam
Uy!
Chair. Now what?
Matindi ka! Matindi ka, boy! Matindi nun, guys. So, nung first time, bidding 1, 14 ang disqualified. 14 ang disqualified. Tapos, dalawa lang ang nag-qualify, tapos parang wala pa silang kinuha doon sa dalawang yun. So, 14, so total of 16, 14 ang na-disqualify. Tapos, ang variance ng presyo, ibig sabihin mga kutsari, yung pagkakaiba-iba ng presyo nila, ay nasa around 24%. So, ibig sabihin, may choice ka. Pwede kang mamili ng pinakamura. Kasi may variance ka eh. May pagkakaiba-iba ng presyo eh. Sabihin natin, si supplier 1, ang sa kanya, 1,000 per 1,000 per laptop. Si supplier 2, 200 pesos per laptop. O, yun ang pinakamura. O, ganun. So, meron kang variance. May pagkakaiba. Doon sa top bidder, at doon sa most expensive, tapos doon sa lowest bidder. Ngayon, mga kakotsero, nagkaroon ng failure of bidding. Walang kinuha eh. Nagkaroon ng failure of bidding. Pagkakuha ng failure of bidding, kibuloy pala yun, breeding. Joke lang. Anyway, nagkaroon ng failure of bidding. Nag-rebid. Same bidders. Nag-rebid silang lahat. Tapos, halos wala ng pagkakaiba sa presyo. Iisa na lang ang presyo. Sinabi ni Congressman Bongalon, magkano? 1% na lang ang variance. 1%. Ano nangyari? Nag-usap-usap yung supplier? Yan na. Yan na yung problema. Ano nangyari? Bakit nagkaroon ng variance na 1%? From 24% bumaba to 1% ang variance. Ibig sabihin, halos wala na silang pagkakaiba sa presyo. Kaya ka variance eh. Pagkakaiba eh. So, pakinggan na. And ito yung difference ha. Doon sa unang bid, pwedeng makatipid ang gobyerno ng 1.6 billion pesos. Yung 1.6 billion pesos na yan could have been allotted to other government projects. Mga kotsero, 1.6 billion pesos is not a small amount. Hindi maliit na halaga ang 1.6 billion pesos. Pero, nagbayad, sa second bid, nagbayad ang Department of Education ng additional na 1.6 billion dahil pinalampas nila yung mga naunang bid. Ano nangyari? Hindi natin.
Wala po yung 20% na supposedly na-save po ng gobyerno sa pag-procure po ng mga laptops. Can we know bakit po yun nangyari?
What I can recall, Your Honor, kasi usually pag nagkakaroon ng rebate, not only in this one, as a general concept, pag nagkaroon po ng rebate, the bidders are able to correct their mistakes already.
Oh, sa
Kasi
documents.
siyempre, nakita na po nila yung pagkukulang nila, nakakapag-sabita sila po ano yung kulang. ng
Yes, sa
person.
documents.
Yes, but we're talking the bidding of the
The amount.
So, this is specific. Gusto ko lang malaman. Kasi sayang yun eh. 24%.
So, di ba, tama naman yung punto ni Congressman Bogalon eh. Walang problema doon sa nakapag-rebate sila dahil na-correct nila yung mga dokumento. Walang problema doon. Ang problema, mga kotsero, napunta doon sa pagre-rebate tapos halos nagkapare-pareho na sila ng presyo. Ano nangyari? Saan napunta ngayon yung savings? Wala. Wala nga yung savings doon sa pangalawang bid. Ano nangyari? Yun ngayon yung sinasabi nila na rigged yung bidding. Ininfluensyahan yung bidding process para merong kickback.
Sana ang na-save ng ating gobyerno. Ito po ay nagkakahalaga ng 1.6 billion. So, nung nagkaroon ng bidding, naging 1% na lang yung variance. So, ano
Wala ka
po
na
yung nangyari?
savings.
Hindi ko po masabi o hindi ko po alam kung ano yung nangyari kasi po sa mga bidders po yun kung paano sila mag-bid. Ang aming pong role kasi is i-evaluate yung mga documents. So ang aking masasabi lang by way of, as a general concept is during the rebid, they are able to correct their mistakes. And during the rebid, sometimes prices might have changed. There are maybe many other factors. Kasi if it's imported, there are foreign exchange implications or sometimes customs duties and all that. Nagbabago-bago po. There are many factors po. Minsan logistics cost and all that. So yun po, I'm just answering on the basis of the theory kung ano po yung posibleng mga
Wala yung documents eh.
cost na during rebid nagbabago yung presyo at usually nagbabago rin po yung dokumento na sinasabit po nila.
Okay, so nabanggit nyo kanina na you were monitoring of the bidding. Ngayon, pwede ko ba malaman sino po yung head of the procuring entity during the first bid?
Si Yusek po po yung po at the time.
Sino po?
Si Yusek, former Yusek Michael Powa.
No, prior to Yusek POA, sino po yung originally assigned na head of the procuring entity during the first bidding? First bidding po ito
Yes po.
First bidding.
Yes po, siya po yung
Michael Powa pa rin.
Can you please check your records, please? Because I have an information that it was Yusek Glo Mercado during the first bidding. Can we get a confirmation from the DepEd, Madam Chair?
Hirap na hirap sumagot ah. Hirap yarn. Hirap yarn.
And if I may add, Madam Chair, may I also ask, who is chairman at that time during the first bidding? I want an
Bidding and
answer
awards.
from the DepEd family, Madam Chair.
Yes, we will be checking the records of the back to see po yung back at the time.
Yes, please. Can we do it as soon
Yes,
as
yes, I
possible?
will do it.
Yes, thank you. While waiting for the
Hirap mag-defend ng
answers,
budget.
Madam Chair, I raise these concerns because probably there's an irregularity in the procurement and there are personalities involved. At pero kung nangialam dito, yun po ang paniniwala ko. Kasi nagkaroon po ng bidding na hindi ko po maintindihan
Ba't wala
bakit
nakuha?
hindi natin tinuloy.
Correct.
Sayang po ng 1.6 billion na masisave po ng ating gobyerno kung sabihin na lamang natin na ang laptop is worth 100,000, ilang
Oh,
laptops na
understand.
po ang mabibili nun. So I want answers, Madam Chair, from the Department of Education kung sino po yung mga personalidad during that time.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm having it reviewed, Your Honor.
Madam Chair, pwede ko na pong tulungan. I just want a confirmation from the DepEd. Ang back chairman during that time, if I'm not mistaken, it was Asek Bringas.
Oo, si Bringas.
Yes, Your Honor.
Correct?
Nag-resign yan eh.
The undersecretary for, the head of the procurement entity is, it was Yusek Glo Mercado. Correct?
I will double check about the Your Honor. Kung siya po yung hope during the first bid versus yung sa rebid. I cannot recall kasi I will check this.
Okay, so assuming na subject to confirmation, ano po ba nangyari kay Yusek Mercado at doon po sa dating back chairman? Asan na po sila ngayon?
They're currently not connected with the department.
Yes, nag-resign sila.
So nabanggit ko po that they are not currently connected. Ang tanong ko po, sino ang pumalit doon po sa back chairman? Kay Asek Bringas.
Sorry,
Madam Chair, people come and go. We understand that pag may umalis, alam po natin kung sino yung pumalit. So, I don't know why
Correct.
it's
Hindi nyo
very
alam.
difficult on the part of the DepEd,
Hindi nyo alam kung sino yung pumalit.
on the officials na during those times ay nandun po. No? Hindi po nila masagot
Hindi nyo kilala.
directly. And simple lang naman po yung tanong.
Your Honor, during the first bid, it is Asik Bringas who was the chair. And during the rebid na minention po ninyo, it's also Asik Bringas who is the chair.
Okay, so settled na po tayo doon, ano? Now, again, si Yusek Glo Mercado is no longer connected with DepEd, correct? Sino po at that time ang pumalit kay Yusek Mercado?
Yung pumalit po bilang hope ay si Yusek Mike Poa.
Yun.
Yusek
Michael Poa.
Michael Poa.
Is he connected to the Department of Education?
Yes.
No more na.
I don't know. I mean, at that time, as
Yes, he is the Yusek. He is
because
the,
he was Yusek at that time,
yes,
no?
yes.
Pero wala ho bang mga qualified employees or officials na pwedeng pumalit bilang head of the procuring entity? Because if I do understand that Yusek Michael Poa is also serving as the chief of staff of Vice President Sara
Yun.
Duterte.
Yes, yes.
Ilan ko pala?
Yes, yes, yes.
So my question is, wala na ho bang mga qualified officials na pwedeng pumalit as
Serving at the pleasure of ano yan eh.
uh,
Of the appointing authority.
replacement of Yusek Mercado? Because it appears that Yusek Michael Poa is handpicked by the Vice President.
Yes po. At the time po, siya po yung pinili bilang hope, head of the procuring entity. Siya po yung in-appoint bilang head of the procuring entity. Normally naman po, ganun po yung sistema. Usually, the secretary will appoint someone bilang hope. So, yung po siya po yung ina-appoint at that time.
Just for context no mga kochero. Yung kasing yung mga ina-appoint kasi ng secretary. Ano din yan eh. Parang appointment ng presidente yan eh. At the pleasure of the secretary. Oo. So, kasi hodang qualified siya o hindi, kasi hodang mahusay siya o hindi, basta at the pleasure of the secretary. Parang sa presidente rin, di ba? Pag nag-a-appoint siya ng CAPSEC, it's always at the pleasure of the appointing authority. Ang ano lang kasi dito, mga kotsero, may overlapping roles kasi. May overlapping role. Si Sara has an overlapping role. Siya ay DepEd Secretary, at the same time, she is the Vice President. So, tapos, ideally, mga kotsero, you will appoint people who are experts on those different topics or those different sectors or agencies na lang. Doon sa dalawang magkaibang ahensya. So, dapat ha, ideally, hindi ko sinasabi ito yung nangyayari on the ground, pero ideally, mag-a-appoint ka sa DepEd ng taong alam yung needs ng DepEd. Diba? Ganun yun. Tapos mag-a-appoint ka ng tao na sa Office of the Vice President na alam kung ano yung gagawin sa Office of the Vice President. So mainly, yung mainly PR lang naman yan. Yung sa Office of the Vice President, mainly PR lang yan. Ang nakakagulat kasi dito, mga kapatid, yung kanang kamay niya, nag-overlap din si Attorney Michael Boa. Overlap din siya. Yung role niya, overlap din as USEC sa DepEd and USEC and scopes ng OVP. Overlap din siya. Meaning, lahat ng transaksyon going up to Sara Duterte naka-filter kay Michael Boa. Bottleneck eh. May bottleneck ka ngayon. From DepEd, from OVP, lahat yan aangat kay Sara. Pero, si Michael Boa ang mamumuno ng lahat ng media. Bakit kaya? Hindi natin alam. Granted, dahil in-appoint siya, ibig sabihin, may tiwala sa kanya si Sara Duterte. Pero ano yung mga pinagawa sa kanya ni Sara Duterte? Hindi natin alam. Pero for sure, one of them is pamunuan ang Bidding and Awards Committee at pamunuan ang procurement. Pamunuan ang procurement o yung pagbili ng mga laptops. Ano ito, may magandang sinabi si Maureen. Sabi ni Maureen Rose Villar, bali si Michael po ang equivalent ni Bongo kay Digong. Parang ganun. Saktong-sakto. Huli mo, ma'am. Huling-huli mo, ma'am. Tsaka maraming salamat kay Morgiet, kay Miss Agnes, kay Susan De La Peña, tsaka kay Ma'am Maria Corazon Monar sa inyong pong super chat. It's very much appreciated. So, yun. So, ganun na nga ang nagaganap. So, kung meron mang si Michael Powa, hindi naman yan gagalaw ng walang basbas ni Sara. Hindi yan gagalaw ng walang basbas si Sara. Hindi na wala siya sa favor at sa trust ni Sara Duterte, di ba? So, essentially, doon yan diretso kay Sara Duterte. Ma'am Cecilia, Ma'am Cecilia, salamat din sa inyong super chat. Cecilia Pasqua on the go. Salamat po sa inyong super chat. Maraming salamat. Matuloy natin.
Well, ang hindi ko lang po maintindihan, Madam Chair, bakit kailangan pa kumuha ng tao from the office of the Vice President?
Right.
Done
Oh,
with the
I'm sorry, Yusek Powa is with the DepEd. Hindi po siya galing sa OVP.
No.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So, well, of course, that speaking for DepEd, sasabihin niya yun. Pero, in reality, mga kotsero, sa totoong buhay, ay, sa totoong buhay, si Michael Boa ay USEC sa OVP, at the same time, USEC din siya sa DepEd. Si TPL3 pala yung minention ko kanina. Si, si Maureen. Hello, shoutout sa'yo, TPL. Hindi ko na-recognize yung pangalan. Sanay ako sa TPL. My goodness. Sorry. Anyway, tuloy tayo. So, yun na nga. Which, alam nyo, mga kawajero, doon pa lang may conflict ka na eh. Sino nagpapasahod sa kanya? OVP or DepEd? Kasi kung shared resource lang siya, wala siya dapat sahod sa DepEd, di ba? Wala siya dapat sahod sa DepEd. Pinatanong niya, sumasahod ba siya sa DepEd? Pangatlong question, saan ang main assignment niya? Sa DepEd o sa OVP? Di ba? Ang dami na agad na questions to. Doon pa lang kay Michael Powa, ang dami na tanong. Doon pa lang eh. Doon pa lang. Kasi mga kotsero, nakalimutan ko lang yung tawag. Pero pwede naman kasi yun eh. Pwede ka mag-share ng ng human resource sa ibang ahensya. Pero dapat ang role niya ay pareho sa ginagawa niya currently, number one. Pangalawa, wala siyang sahod doon. Dapat hindi siya sumasahod doon. Dapat at best meron lang siyang per team. Per team ang matawag doon. Per team lang na yan. So hindi pwede yung sahod. Per team lang. Allowance. So ang tanong, sumasahod ba si Michael Powa both agencies? At sa anong main agency niya? Sa OVP or sa DepEd? Tuloy natin.
Is already established, Madam Chair. And now, can we ask the explanation kung bakit doon sa rebidding naging 1% na lang?
Correct. Bakit nagkapare-pareho yung presyo?
Because the Filipino people deserves to know.
Right.
Dahil pondo po ito ng taong bayan. Ang pondo po ito para pangbili po ng laptop and other ECLs. So, yun lang po yung aking kini-question
Yes,
dito. The possible irregularity, the graft and corruption that is so patent in this bidding. Sa madaling sabi po, Madam Chair, rigged po yung bidding.
Rick,
We will
True.
double check
It's
on
rigged.
that because ganun po yun nangyari. Nagkaroon ng rebidding, marami naman pong sumali. At yun po yung naging resulta ng bidding.
So, same bidders po ito, ano? Yung una, na-disqualified sila because sabi mo for various reasons. Number one doon, yung hindi nakapag-submit ng mga kumpletong dokumento, may mga aayusin. But then again, during the rebidding, sila pa rin ang
Sila pa rin.
sumali. At
isang presyo na lang meron sila.
nagkaroon ng maliit na lang ng variance, no? Imagine from
Galing.
24% to 1%.
Nag-usap-usap
So,
sila.
yun po ang gusto kong ipaabot, Madam Chair, with this procurement, with this DepEd computerization program, kung bakit ganun po ang nangyari. In fact, may
Grabe,
problema
grabe
talaga po
yun.
tayo sa procurement, no? And ang nagtataka ko, kaya nga ako kayo nag-create ng Undersecretary at Assistant Secretary for Procurement para po mapibilis ang pagbili ng mga laptops. But apparently, the record shows, Madam Chair, na sobra ang delay, ang baba ng utilization nyo sa pag-procure ng mga gagamitan. So, para saan pa na maglagay ho tayo ng pondo
Patay.
kung hindi po nagagamit sa tama?
Sabog ang programa.
If I may interrupt, I wish to manifest my concurrence to the observation of my esteemed colleagues, the Honorable Bongalion, the Honorable Garin, the Honorable Asidre, and even the Honorable Amato. And I therefore respectfully invoke, Madam Chair, the oversight power of the Congress. Thus, this representation respectfully move for the issuance of subpoena duces tecum
Patay.
in order to require the office concerned to produce all the bidding documents 2022, 2023, 2024, including the acceptance of the end users. And I wish to
Ay,
know
shucks.
also the feedback of the teachers. users. Because I surmise na baka itong dineliver ninyong mga computer are not in good condition anymore. I wish to manifest as well, Madam Chair, that if we are able to establish findings based on
Patay.
the documents to be submitted to us, then I recommend that we initiate a separate investigation
Oh
on this.
no,
So,
delikado
Madam
si
Chair.
Sarah.
We hear a motion duly seconded from the members of this committee to issue a subpoena for all the documents. And by virtue of the oversight function of the committee, is there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is carried.
Madam Chair, I just wish to manifest that the recommendation to conduct a separate investigation is in order not to compromise the budget process of the Department of Education under the new secretary, with whom I wish to express hope that we will be able to find ways to be able to address the delays and the irregularities which we have established through this budget briefing, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Patay. Iiyak ang mga DDS na ito. Nakikita ko na ang route map. Nakikita ko na kung saan papunta to. Alam niyo yung ano, kapag nasa office kayo or nag-work kayo sa, siyempre sa mga kumpanya nyo, etc. etc. Kapag ano, minsan may mga okasyon na ikaw ay pagtitripan ng iyong mga boss, lalatagan ka ng lalatagan ng papel. Hanggang sa magkaroon ng probable cause na ikaw ay terminate.